It's the question of the week.
Thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome.
What are some of the craziest things you've seen while driving?
All right, so
Kurt's face.
Right. We're gonna roll this back. We're gonna take two. All right, Joe. Look, we gotta bring some energy. It is Thursday night. All right. When people listen to this podcast, it's either Thursday morning if you're on Patreon, or it is Saturday sometime. They're driving to work. They need that energy. So come on, man. Hit the question like you mean it.
What are some of the craziest things you have seen while driving? Bueller.
Oh my God.
Bueller.
If you guys want to see this kind of hilarity in person, might as well come on down to Chattacon, because we're going to be there next weekend, January 12th through 14th. We're actually Saturday the 13th at 4 p.m. at Chattacon is where we're going to be live, and we're going to be joined by a live guest there. Tales by Bob McGow has asked to be. He's going to be doing some panels there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a stepdad and I'm a nerd." And we're like, "Sure, come play." So we're glad to have Bob on. And Kurt, we're not going to miss any regular recording. So if I can pull off recording that, because you never know in a live situation, we'll release it as a special episode.
All right.
But hopefully we'll actually get some energy for people and not this crap that you two are pulling. So, all right, Joe. All right, Mr. 3D printer woes. What is the craziest thing you've seen while driving Ted Carr?
I would love to say it was seeing a oh shoot, now I'm blanking on their name. What are those robots from Doctor Who?
Daleks.
Okay, there's Daleks,
Yeah,
there's
Daleks,
Cybermen.
yep, Daleks.
Daleks are not real robots.
Okay,
Cybermen
well,
are.
I've never watched Doctor Who, so
They're just a vehicle. They're just a vehicle.
Charles's face.
I know, Charles. I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Some of our audience is probably reacting the same way Charles is.
Look what you did. He's sucking his thumb again. We took us 3 years to break him of that.
So
thank you, Kurt.
I'd love to say it was seeing one of those in the back of someone's truck as I was driving home from work. But the craziest thing I ever saw was while driving on the highway, I glance over at a semi that we're passing, and the dude is driving with his feet and playing the guitar.
I dig it.
And I was like, well, then. I really wish I had a camera with me at the time. I did not, but I was very shocked. Very shocked.
That is up there for sure. Kurt?
So, yeah, not really anything crazy from like that perspective, because I was trying to think of that as well. But I was driving to work one morning and I had like an hour commute, and this purple Corvette comes flying up the highway. Now I was probably doing 70 in the left lane, and he must have been doing 90, easy.
Yeah.
And 2 miles down the road, he's facing my direction with one of his wheels popped off, sitting right next to a cop. And I took great pleasure in just watching that.
There's something to be said about instant karma.
Yeah.
Justice.
I have also, though, been in a situation where 2 cars in front of me, their car lost control and did a 360, like on the highway right in front of me. Nobody got hit. Nobody got, well, they probably got shaken up a bit, but like
they were shooketh.
They had been shooketh. But just like, you slow way down, go, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, and go. But yeah, the wacky stuff on the road, not really.
Yeah, I'm there now, Joe. You're posting stuff in our chat. You saw a high-speed chase once. All right, OJ.
Yeah, so I did. I saw a high-speed chase. The person I was I was riding. I wasn't driving. The person I was riding with decided they wanted to try to catch up to the high-speed chase.
I apologize for that later. Come on.
And after much much protestations from me and the other passenger, they finally slowed down to, a little bit above the speed limit still, but that's fine. It wasn't them going 100 miles per hour trying to catch up to a high-speed chase that just went by us. So I saw that, and then the other thing that I saw in that I also mentioned in chat is I was on my way to work commuting, and I saw someone's tire pop. It popped. Their vehicle started leaning, and they started losing control, and so they were drifting off to the right, and then they came whipping back to the left and slammed into the median. Oh. And but I saw them start to drift, and I immediately slowed down, and luckily the people near me did as well, and there was no one on either side of them. And so I'm sorry that happened to them, but at least they didn't take anybody else into that crash with them.
When you saw them start to drift, you'd be like, it's all about family. Devo says, I love when people beat me to the red light. There's a bumper sticker I've seen more and more popular out and about. This is, go ahead and speed past me. I'll catch up with you at the light. That kind of thing. Yeah. You guys are inspiring on kind of different things. Of course, I was on an ambulance for many, many years, but I'll tell an ambulance story, but non-ambulance story. I saw a truck on the other side of 75. It has a big concrete median in between the two directions. Run into the median, hit a light pole, because it's one of those random sections where there's lights on 75, like overhead street lights kind of deal. Light pole comes down. Now I'm approaching, so I see all this happening, and I slow down. Light pole hits, and apparently that particular light pole might be halogen. I don't know, because the truck didn't do anything, but when that pole hit, it exploded, and there was fire all over the ground. Like, what's in that lamp that just exploded everywhere? So there was that one. There was a time when I was driving in Athens, and a tire came off a car, like wheel, tire, and all came off, and like, oh crap! And I watched it go past. I'm like, huh? What? And then I looked at my rearview mirror, and it nailed another car, and it hurt the car, but it overreacted and went into oncoming traffic and head-on collision with somebody else. Like, woo! I'll just keep on driving. So there's that one. I've seen major cars on fire, but I think the craziest thing I've possibly seen on the road is, actually, we were called for the ambulance to say, the school bus was in an accident, not kid loaded. We didn't know that at the time, not kid loaded. And the way we're approaching where it is, you kind of come over a hill or around the corner. Either way, it's like this reveal. And it wasn't just a school bus ran off the road. I come around the corner and I see 3 wheels and an oil pan facing me. And it's a school bus. I'm like, that's not how that's supposed to go. And I don't know how they're going to get that out. Luckily, there's only like the driver and the driver's assistant in it, because me and my partner were very quickly spitballing. All right, how are we going to mass casualty this? How are we going to make sure the kids come out? Because those things have no seat belts in them. Well, they do now, I think, but at the time they didn't. So that was pretty crazy. Oh my God, Joe, you just keep loading up.
I keep thinking of more and more things that I've seen.
Welcome to Joe Talk, where all we're going to do is talk about car accidents and crazy things on the road.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Joe's only loading things up with like really terrible things.
Right. Saw a hit and run that early in the morning. Saw fires.
I saw a really red car at a drive-through with a license plate that said Santa, and then when he reached out for his hamburger, it was a Santa sleeve and glove. It was. I have a picture of it somewhere. It was awesome.
That's fun.
Great.
But Joe, this last one, man. I saw someone crossing the street get hit by a car. Come on, dude. Oh, I did forget one. Go ahead. Let's talk about the ping pong ball over here.
So that's when I was at college. I was working as an early morning custodian, the 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. shift, and we were walking. It was the middle of winter, and the person actually almost hit me and then turned left. And they had not scraped off their windshield very well. Like, they'd scraped off a tiny little bit about about the size of maybe a tablet, and that was all they'd scraped off. And I'm sitting there thinking they're gonna hit someone, and sure enough, the next crosswalk they came to, they hit someone. And so I called 911. They already had like 4 or 5 people over there. I'm like, well, they don't need another person standing there.
Standing by doing that. Yeah.
But I made sure to call 911 and everything. And someone in one of my classes, I heard them talking about how their friend had gotten hit by a car, and civilian. Rexburg don't clear the roads. So yeah, sounds right. Yeah, so it was in Rexburg, Idaho. And but anyway, the person in my class was talking about it. I'm like, so what ended up happening with her? And so she got hit. She blacked out. She doesn't even remember getting hit, but she broke her hip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, if she needs someone to testify in any kind of claims court, I saw it happen. Not that I'll be able to identify the actual person, but I could identify their vehicle because, their windows were all iced over, so I didn't really see the driver. So, and it was, 4 a.m., so I couldn't really see. It was dark, so
anyway. You're just saying you're worthless. That's yeah.
What I heard him say is that he's the one that caused the accident.
Right.
because
earlier.
Because he was just like going, I hope they don't cause an accident, and then it happens. I mean, come on, with that power, you should be more responsible.
My thought created the reality.
Yep.
I was thinking this, Kurt, is that he's like, I called 911, and they're like, Mr. R, can you stop hitting people, setting fires, causing wrecks? You are just constantly, dude. I worked on a 911 ambulance in a busy area, and I didn't see all the stuff you're listing here. Mormon.
But they all sure had Joe stories though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the last one, random kid says you're a jinx.
Thanks, random kid.
This, Kurt, is why when we did a 14-hour road trip to Chicago, I drove.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need any of that bad juju happening.
Yep.
I let Joe be the navigator. That's not true. He drove a little bit. And then he just never mind.
And then we hit traffic and got a 2-hour delay.
Oh yeah, you were a jinx. Oh my God, you were a jinx. The whole time I was driving, Kurt, smooth sailing. All right, cool. Let's get some dinner or lunch, whatever it was.
Our estimated arrival time kept dropping and dropping.
I think we're learning something here.
We're making great time, and then we swapped, and we get in the car, and then all of a sudden it's dead stop traffic, and we're watching that arrival time just get longer and longer. I'm like, get out of the car. I'm driving now. Smooth sailing. Well, I took back over, man. I don't know what to tell you, Joe. You're killing me, Smalls.
I think we found a common ground right here. I think that, I think it's pretty clear. Joe's the cause.
Joe is the cause. He is the reason for the season. So,
oh no.
I see a lot of. Oh yeah, no kid. Don't involve in the final destination. This is a random kid.
I swear, every time I go by a log hauler,
if you know, you know.
100%. Every time.
All right. The last one I want to tell is I did a lot of late nights in Atlanta. I was hosting karaoke gigs, different things, driving back at 1, 2 in the morning, and there's not a lot of traffic. But on I-20, there's a lot of street racing that highly illegal, and you'll see them cut. I learned this. I'm always scanning my mirrors, but I learned in certain sections of the road, like, all right, it's about that time. And sure enough, and it's 4 or 5 lanes, and you just keep in your lanes, zoom in and out, and they just come flying by. That's not the crazy part. The crazy part is one day they came flying by, and I heard pop, pop, pop. I'm like, is that a? And about time my mind went gun, the shell hit my window and bounced off. Went,
oh yep. No!
Now they're going to a whole new level, whole nother level is what they did there. So, all right, you know what, Kurt? I see you. Give me the high sign. I know you wanted to talk, so here we go.
Roll that dice. Oh, thank God. I was waiting for that all night.
wait. Wait. One last thing. Old Man Tough says, I'm working at 911 center in PA. We have a blacklist, which includes one Joseph, embrace_ard. Word of the antics travel far and wide. Thank you, Old Man Tough. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Joe,